Welcome to the All You Need 7 Days to Better Health program. Today is day 4, detox, and it's not what you think.
Detox and not what you think. Now, you'd normally think we're talking about detox. We'll be drinking our water, and maybe we'll be,
Smudging ourselves.
cleansing our auras and celery juice in the morning and all that. And that is part of it. But detox is so much bigger. And I just want to start by talking about, we're going to share some of our main detox things here, but I want to talk about this one to start with. And it's detoxing from the mind virus. Now, this has been expressed in different cultures, and one was the Native American people called it Watiko. Watiko. Now, this is a force that is separating us. It's a force that's limiting us, tricking us. It's a trickster, tricking us into thinking that we're not actually part of the whole infinite power, joy, love, abundance. It separates us. Watiko is responsible for these wars and the pollution and the destruction of the world. So we've got to detox from the Watiko. And how do we do that? Well, the first thing is we become aware of it. We become aware that it's actually going on. And one of the modern ways I think you can really start to see this is the Matrix film. And people talk about the Matrix quite a lot now, or the deep state. And it's being aware that we are sovereign. It's remembering who we truly are. And then the Watiko game is over, because we have that direct connection. So for me, that is the ultimate detox, Juliette, and everyone listening at home. It's to remember who you truly are.
I think that's also a very big part of what I teach in all my work, is that reconnection into our source. That's what you're talking about. And for me, it's that source of reconnecting into the earth, to remember our place in the whole cosmic scheme of things, our connection into the earth, and remembering that we are one with all of the trees and the plants and the animals. And I think that's another way of describing that same concept that you're talking about. So the thing I want to talk about first of all when it comes to detoxification is really detoxifying from the stress. Detoxifying from, and it's an aspect of what you're talking about, this mindset of stress, this mindset of lack, this mindset of all of the things that are caving in on us, overwhelm, anxiety, all of these things. And in a way, they're all just an aspect of what you're talking about, that disconnection. Because when we feel disconnected, then we become overwhelmed. When we feel disconnected, we get very stressed out from our environment, from all of these things. But when you look at what detoxifying actually means, it means looking at what the toxins are. And toxins are harmful things affecting your health. So when we start to break that down, well, it's a harmful thing affecting my health. Well, one of the biggest harmful things affecting our health is stress. Now, you can't get rid of all stress. You can get rid of some stress, but you can't get rid of all stress. So one of the things that I recommend you do when you're looking at detoxing is writing down what causes you stress in your life. What out of those things can you do something about? What can you change? Maybe it's you've got someone in your life that really causes you stress. Well, how can you change that relationship? How can you extract yourself from that relationship? Or how can you put loving limits into that so that you're not overshooting your boundaries? How can you reduce those stresses? And then where you can't reduce the stress, maybe it's a job that you can't leave yet. What can you do? What can you put in place to support your body, your mind, your soul to deal with it more effectively? So maybe it's that you use something like drumming to put you into a deeper state of relaxation and meditation. When I do drumming, it changes my thought patterns. It changes my mindset. It takes me out of whatever state into quite a hypnotic, relaxed, calm state. So maybe it's that you do that. Maybe it's that you've got a singing bowl or a tuning fork, or maybe it's that you smudge yourself and you clear your field. Maybe it's you work with adaptogenic herbs that help to reduce the cortisol on a physical level. There are lots of different aspects that you can bring in to help reduce that stress. But the first thing is write it out and then look at what you can change, and where you can't, look to bring in extra support so you can deal with that more effectively.
Wonderful. So next thing I'd like to talk about is the breath. Okay, so that basic principle of detoxification happens with every single breath. But we've been tricked, in a sense, to associate with the stress and associate with the lack and associate with the rush, and we've forgotten the most important thing that we do have control of every single breath is how we breathe. We can choose how we breathe. And when we breathe in deeply into the belly, and you blow that belly up like a balloon, and then you breathe out deeply, it's sending a message to your nervous system. Everything's fine. And that has a knock-on effect upon so many indicators of our ability to be able to be well, and our ability to be able to detox. And we do this through the breath. As we breathe in, we can try this here. As we breathe out, literally you're detoxing. You're going to squeeze. One more time. And just relaxing that body. Now, when your out breath is longer than your in breath, you're really engaging with this detoxification process. The more mindful we can be with our breath, with our breathing, with our physical body as we are. It's one of the greatest ways to cope with stress. It's one of the greatest ways to bring us back into the moment. It's one of the most important physical things we can do, which is to draw in the oxygen. And as we're decarbonising the blood.
So the next one is looking at your home environment. One of the biggest places that toxins come from are our homes. All of the products we use, be it products on our skin, be it makeup, be it cleaning things, be it air fresheners.
Clothes.
Have
Fire
you seen
retardants.
those air freshener plugs that a lot of people have? Very, very toxic. So what we need to do is look at our home environment. What products are we using to clean? Where are our clothes coming from? What are we using to wash our clothes? What are we using on our skin? What are we using to clean our toilets? What are we brushing our teeth with? All of these things are so fundamental. And what's amazing in today's world is there are many, many alternative options that you can have, that you can use, that aren't going to be toxic for your body or for your home. So look at your home environment and see where you can make changes. There are great natural ways that you can make your own cleaning products. Apple cider vinegar, bicarbonate of soda. These are some of the best things to clean. Lemons. You can do a great solution where you put white wine vinegar and you fill it with oranges and lemons. You leave it for 2 weeks. You strain the oranges and lemons out. You put it in a spray bottle and you've got one of the best cleaners, which smells great as well. So really simple things that you can do. Soap nuts you can use in your wash to clean your clothes. So there are lots of options that we can look at. Looking at, as I said, are you using air fresheners in your home? This is not a good idea. Essential oils are great, and you can make your own air fresheners. Water and essential oil, use that to spray around your house, and that's a non-toxic air freshener. So we really need to look at this because we breathe in. Our skin is also the biggest organ in our body, and so it's absorbing so much, whether it's through our clothes, whether it's through the things we're putting on our skin, whether it's through the particulates in our environment. So we need to really look to this and to make simple changes to empower our health.
Yeah, just on that, Juliette, you might be listening to this and thinking, well, surely the products that are used, the fire retardants that are used in sofas and carpets are fine, and surely the chemicals that are used in the shampoos are they're fine. They must be, because they must be allowed to to be sold. They must be safe, and they're not. They're not. So many chemicals were allowed into our system, and some of them are harsh industrial chemicals which have no place in personal care products. So this is something you can do some more research about and find out a little bit more about some of these things. There's some excellent books and resources on this that you'll be able to find. So my next one, Juliette, you're talking about our environment, and I just want to tweak that a little bit. Tidy shed, tidy head. Clean room, clean mind. So on New Year's Eve, we spent most of the day tidying our home, and it was wonderful.
It was great.
It was wonderful. I think we had one day when it was, or half a day, it was actually tidy. It was wonderful. But you know, if you get too much into cleaning, sometimes all you do is clean. So you've got to have a balance with it. But tidy shed, tidy head. Clean room, clean mind. Just the practice of feng shui. This incredible detox. To look at the pagua. We've done a video on it. You can find it on the YouTube channel. Is to look at your environment, and it's a tool that you can use, that ancient Chinese practice of the pagua, and go, where's my relationships, where's my wealth, where's my fame, where's my family? And you can just look at it and identify it around you. And I'm looking around our room here, where are the ancestors, and I'm seeing some beautiful things. Beautiful things to help be in harmony.
Yeah.
And to look at the aspects of your life in that way and see where is it being reflected all around you, because your space is a reflection of your inner. So sometimes we have to do the work inside to sort out the outside, and sometimes we have to do the work outside to sort out the inside. It's a kind of yin-yang.
Beautiful. Really, really important. The next part of detox that I want to talk about is heavy metals. Now, I'm not talking about a band. Stop, you know.
No, you like heavy metal.
We're talking about the metals that are in a lot of things. So, for example, aluminium is in deodorant. Now, for women especially...
Not in all deodorants.
No, not in all deodorants, but in a lot of the common deodorants on the market. Not in the deodorants I make. But women, it's worse for as well, because women shave under their arms, their pores are open, then they put deodorant on with aluminium in, and this goes straight into the lymph glands, which is such an important part of the immune system, and straight down into the breast tissue. So aluminium, heavy metals in general, is something that we really need to look at, because they can cause a lot of mental health issues. And we're seeing this more and more, heavy metal toxicity and mental health issues. Also can cause cognitive problems. There's been suggestions that Alzheimer's and dementia is actually linked to heavy metal toxicity. So let's get these heavy metals out of our system. And this, unfortunately, isn't something we can do once and then just leave it. It's something that I believe has to happen on a regular basis, because of the environment we live in, because of the pollutants in the air, because of the pollutants in the water, etc., etc. So all around us we need to be detoxifying from this. And unfortunately, people of an older generation have potentially amalgam fillings, which
not just of an older generation. I think, you know, there's probably even some younger people might have. I mean, when we talk about amalgam, it's mercury.
Yeah.
And it's not just mercury in the fillings, they put mercury in all sorts, don't they?
There's a lot of mercury in fish as well, so if you're having seafood, then you've probably got high levels of mercury in your system. So we need to get that out of our body, and there's lots of amazing ways that we can do that. It doesn't have to be complicated. There are some great products. Zeolites, things like that are very, very easy. You know, I give it to the kids on a regular basis, not all the time, but regularly. They have zeolites, liquid zeolites, that go into their water. They can't taste it, and it helps to detoxify them. I was shocked when our middle son was going through some challenges, got his hair mineral test done, and he was very high in heavy metals. And so detoxifying that, really, really important to do.
Yeah, and also the greens, wonderful detoxifiers, parsley,
coriander,
chlorella, marine phytoplankton,
yeah.
these nettles, some of kale, some of these things, incredible. Celery, amazing, aren't they? One of the functions of them is to take those heavy metals out.
Apples as well.
Apples
And turmeric.
Absolutely. There's so many amazing foods that can be really useful for that. And Robert Kennedy Jr. Has just done incredible work and helping to bring the awareness of the dangers of mercury in people's lives. And
he's been doing it for over 25 years.
The fascinating
fighting to clean the water
and to clean our
bodies. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's really is important as well. And the potential effect of these chemicals. You know, studies have been done where they take rats and they give them these chemicals, and then they see what the rats become, and
it sends them crazy.
It does all sorts to them, really, with their. Anyway, you can look at the research yourself. So, okay, over to me. I'm going to say hydration now. Detox. For the last 2.5 months, I've been drinking a lot more water to help me overcome some health challenges I've been going through. And it's really helped me. And one of the things that I've learned is for the first 10 hours of the day, when you wake up, have a glass of water. It doesn't have to be a big one. Have a glass of water every hour. That's what I'm doing. I'm having it every hour. And if you have too much at night, you might need to keep weeing in the night. So the first 10 hours, if you do that, and then also if you're having foods that have a high water content as well, like fruits, vegetables, raw fruits and vegetables, then they also have that incredible ability to hydrate you with their spiralized energy.
And also with the electrolytes that are in them, like cucumbers high in electrolytes, coconut water very high in electrolytes.
It's just amazing for you, and those nutrients that can come in with it as well. But that's one of the most important ways to detoxify. And people are chronically dehydrated, and it partly can be because you don't like the taste of the water.
Yeah.
Because you feel there's something else, so I don't want to drink it. And I've had that in my life. I don't want to drink it, and it's almost like I know there's something going on. You don't want to talk about detox. So on my vision board, it's to drink the best water ever. Okay, so the if nothing else, but if it's coming straight out of the tap, at least you've got that. And then you can just put it in a glass, leave it for, and put it in your hands, and just give love and gratitude for it. Love and gratitude, and maybe a little bit of lemon juice in it, or a tiny little bit of good salt, like raw salt or something, and can be a good thing. Or give it a stir, or just put in your good intentions. But if you can get a good water filter, if you can drink spring water, and maybe even filter then the spring water. Test your water for the
particulates.
For the for these contaminants that are in the water. You know, some waters are recycled, and all the stuff that people are doing, and all the runoff into the, it's not good for us. We've got to detox, and that's where the healthy lifestyle helps, and the sauna, and the yoga, and the exercise. And the good food, and the cleansing, and all of that's really important. But the good water, it's the water of life, right? It's the water of life.
And it's a little bit hard to detoxify your body if you're drinking water filled with toxins. So we have to remember that. And you can get some very affordable filters out there. You can just get a charcoal stick, which you can get for a few pounds. So it doesn't have to be a very expensive thing, but doing some kind of filtration to your water is really key when we're looking at using water to help hydrate us and to help detoxify us. We don't want to be putting more toxins in at the same time.
No, just help flush it all out. Just flush it all out, and it's a cheap thing. Over to you.
So the next thing I wanted to talk about were parasites. It's not the most popular of subjects, but a really important one when we're looking at detoxifying. They say approximately 70% of people are walking around with parasites at any one time. Parasites are a huge thing that we struggle with as a society. And it's something that we don't talk about because people are very shy about talking about their bottom health, their digestive health.
You do if you've got a horse.
You do if you've got, or a dog.
They often treat them, don't they?
Dogs, cats, and or pets in general are wormed on a regular basis. If you've got dogs or cats, then you are likely to have those parasites because the dogs and cats have them, which is then passed on to you. But we all do.
Now, Juliette, these parasites, they're like little critters, aren't they?
They're like little wiggly worms inside your body.
They're stealing our nutrients.
They are. That's right.
And then they're pooping out toxins.
Yeah.
It's just dreadful.
And the thing is, most of the time, you won't know that they're inside your body. They're just there stealing your food that you're eating. And what they're doing as well is they're making you crave more sugary foods, because that's what they feed on, sugars. So they're making you want more bread. They're making you want more sugar. They're making you want more fruit. All the things that have more carbohydrates, rice, pasta. They're making you want all those things more because that's what's feeding them and helping them grow. So when you do a fast or you do some kind of cleanse and you cut all those things out, sometimes you can feel really rubbish for a little bit, because what's happening is the parasites are dying off. And I always like to think about the Little Shop of Horrors, and there's this man eating plant.
Your favourite
feed me, Seymour, feed me now.
Yes, so what can we do, Juliette, to get rid of these parasites?
So we need to do a parasite cleanse, and there are lots of ways to do this. It doesn't have to be complicated. There are some great supplements out there that you can take now. Paratrex is a great one. On my website, I've got one. There are lots of different ones. Basically, you want to be taking black walnut hull extract, wormwood, and my brain's just
cloves.
Cloves, thanks.
But you've got to be very careful because they're extremely. So you have to don't just take these things. Do your research on quantities, and if you've got any health conditions or you're pregnant, they're very strong, powerful herbs.
Yeah, definitely don't take these if you're pregnant.
Another good one is garlic, and of course it was used to get rid of the vampires, and this is part of the mythology of the plant. Is it gets rid of these internal. But garlic's strong, so the aged garlic extract we take.
But you don't want to, if you're just cooking with garlic, that's not going to be enough, because when you're cooking, you're killing a lot of those active components that will kill the parasites. So really, if you're using garlic as a medicine for killing off parasites and bad bacteria, you want to be having it raw, or as Giles said, is the aged garlic, but on an empty stomach, so it can get straight in there and affect it. Grapefruit seed extract is another great one. Olive leaf, there's a lot of different things out there. The most effective combo is the clove, the wormwood, and the black walnut hull. But as Giles said, these do have contraindications, so you do have to be careful and check with your healthcare practitioner before doing this. Yeah,
so get rid of those parasites, ivermectin. Things like that. I would have to say that on YouTube. I don't know. Apparently it's okay if it's for horses.
Yeah.
Is
so
that
ivermectin is for horses. It's a horse wormer. That's what it is on one level.
Oh, it is on YouTube apparently.
But what's very interesting is there are a lot of people now, there are a lot of treatments. When you look at things like ivermectin, there's a lot of treatments run by doctors who are using it for cancers. There's other antiparasitics that are being used for cancer treatments as well, which is very interesting. This correlation between parasites, antiparasitic treatment, and other ailments, because so often we get other ailments from the parasites. So you get rid of the root problem and these other things can potentially go away. So interesting to do. I recommend everyone does a parasite cleanse at least once a year. So we're going to just now finish off because we could be talking all evening with Juliette about this. So we're just going to go rapid fire. So it's just like one word. Okay. But we say that's a good thing for a detox. So I'm going to say yoga. Breathwork. Charcoal. Meditation. Sauna. Grounding, barefoot on the earth. Yes, I've just done that. Using copper tools in your garden. Turning the Wi-Fi off. Yes. Breaking your mobile phone with a... No, I'm probably not allowed to say that. I don't have a mobile phone. Using things like this and reflexology and therapies, acupressure and massage. Shungite and orgone, devices that help to absorb the electromagnetic frequencies which are causing us problems. So good sound. And the voice. Smudge, incense. Sleep.
Sleep, a
that's
good
one.
night's sleep to detox. You can't detox unless you're getting a good night's sleep. So look into ways. We've done videos on it before about getting a good night's sleep. One more from you.
Oh no, I've got 2 more.
Go on then.
Essential oils is one of them. So using frankincense, things like that, really good. And the other one has just gone out of my mind.
No, it's my
a
turn.
Really good one.
It's my turn. Love.
Oh, that's
love. If you want to detox, just get into just love yourself. I lovingly accept myself. I lovingly accept myself. Go back to that core of who you are.
And my last one, what I was going to say is joy, which goes really nice. That find what makes you happy, because the more you live in joy, the more you live in that happiness, the more you don't need to detox anything. It naturally detoxifies because you're in that aligned, beautiful state of connection and happiness.
Wow, what a session that was, Juliette. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some good tips.